Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Susan and we're going to do a nice hatha yoga class on the mat. Today we're going to do two parts. Part one is stretches on the mat. We're going to end in child's pose. Part two, we're going to start from mountain and get right into a nice sequence, moon salutation. All right, number one. So let's begin. First of all, the breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Take it easy, do what you can. Nice, long, full, smooth breath. Always suspend your breath just for a few seconds between inhale and exhale. Now remember, do what you can. Listen to your body, respect your limitations. If something we do is not going to feel good for you, you don't have to do it. You can make little adjustments to find the place that feels good for your body, all right? And if it really doesn't feel good or it's going to aggravate a condition, please don't do it. Skip it if you need to. All right, so just relax and let's see what we can do together. So, comfortable on your sit bones, back is nice and straight. We always start our class with a couple of minutes of pranayama, of just breathing and just to connect with the breath and just to relax the body. So today we're going to sit in Surya Mudra. So this is the tip of your ring finger represents health, energy, and intuition. The tip of your thumb represents your ego. Together, tip to tip, palm up on your lap. Back is straight, close your eyes. Let's take a nice long, smooth breath together. Continue on your own personal pranayama for the next 2 minutes. Just breathe, relax those shoulders. Now is the time to drop your day and settle your mind and to set an intention for your practice today. Focus on any situation in your life that needs guidance from your higher self. It's time to lower the heart rate, lower our blood pressure, and lower our anxiety level. Try to find stillness in mind and body. One more breath. And on your exhale, let's bring our hands together. And I'd like you to rub them vigorously to activate the hand chakra. Now our hand chakra is just a little spot right by the webbing of your thumb, between your thumb and your index finger. And that imparts manual skill and labor, and accomplishment, I should say. And hands together. Take a nice long smooth breath together to tune out. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev. One more nice long smooth breath together. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's drop 3 fingers, preparing for Jupiter Mudra, index fingers together. Now before we go any further, back to the breathing again, I'm going to try and cue you on the breath. So when I say on the next exhale, or your next exhale is when I want you to move. We always move on the exhale. So just try and relax and do what you can. Do your best. That's all. Let's take a nice breath together. And on the exhale, let's see if we can come up. Reach up as high as comfortable. If you find this is challenging, just bring your arms down a little lower. Sitting nice and tall on those sit bones, let's wake up that physical body. Let's wake up that spine. Reach up and breathe into Jupiter Mudra, which is good luck and expansion are activated when together focus your energies on breaking through barriers. Now on the next exhale, bring your hands together. Let's see if we can do a nice seated half moon salute. Take a big breath. And on the exhale, I want you gently lean to the right. Try to keep your back straight, go as far as comfortable. Try not to move your sit bones. They should be anchored to the floor. Breathe. One more breath. On the exhale, come up. Use your core muscles to help you. Let's go to the left now. On the exhale, focus on the breath. Pay attention to that breath. And on the exhale, come up. Release the hands. Inhale into a gentle back bend. Or just reach up to the ceiling if you prefer to do that. Reach. Lengthen those arms, stretch that body out for one more breath. On the exhale, slowly, gentle with the shoulders, bring your arms down, right onto the floor. And from here, we're going to be doing a forward stretch. So I'm going to give you 2 ways to do this. From here, you can have your hands on the floor, just lean forward and bend your elbows. And for those of you who are a little bit more flexible, you can crawl your arms out as far as you'd like. Very important that we keep your back straight, head level with your spine, hinging at the hips. So try not to round your back if you can help it, all right? So choose whatever works good for you. Let's do it together. Big breath. Exhale. Try to relax, lengthening that spine, really starting to release the shoulders, really stretching the muscles and long up and down your back. Breathe. Now if you want to bow your head a little for comfort, that's fine. Just don't bow it too far that you actually curl your upper spine. Make those little adjustments. Let's take another breath. On the exhale, stay low, and I want you to slide to the left. Now the weight's on the left thigh, right hip, make sure it stays on the floor and reach. Get a lovely stretch into the right side of your body from the shoulder all the way down right into the hip. If you find a sit bone starts to come off the floor, you're a little too far, back up a little. I really want you to be anchored to the floor. So like I said, even if you find that you're really tight, you're not flexible, certain stretches, you might be able to just move a little bit, that's okay. Just find a place that feels just right. Keep that breath going. On the next exhale, stay low. Careful with your spine and shift to the right. Weights on the right thigh, left hip on the floor, and reach. Try to relax the shoulders. Breathe. You always find one side of your body is a little bit easier to work with than the other. Maybe this is the side you can go a little deeper. If you find you're a little too deep, back up a little. Make that adjustment while you're there. Find that breath. The breath is there to guide you. Now while we're here, let's release the tension we hold in our face. So I want you just to scrunch up your face, just really engage, squeeze all the muscles in your face as tight as you can, scrunch it up, hold it, and then let it go. Let all that tension filter through your body and sink into your mat. Release your face, let your face go slack, all those muscles. On the exhale, come back to center, bring yourself up all the way. Hands on the lap, roll the shoulders out. As much as you can, do the shoulders anytime during the class. You're going to find that as you get on in your class and your practice, the shoulders are going to get looser and looser. So releasing the tension in the shoulders and even into the neck, releasing, starting to push down that stress level, also increasing circulation into the upper body, all right? Let's do a nice seated twist pose from here. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind the back. Now I want you to also remember, don't be aggressive in your stretches. You don't have to force your body. You go as far as you'd like. And if you find you want to go deeper, you do it on the exhale. If you need to back up if you need to, but always move on the exhale. Let's try our twist pose to the left on the next exhale. Here again, be very gentle with your spine. You don't have to torque your back or your neck. Even if you move a little bit, that's okay. The breath is flowing. Gentle spinal twist, your back is straight, shoulders are relaxed. Releasing the spine, keeping it nice and strong and balanced and flexible and agile. Releasing the nerves, the blood vessels, and the muscles up and down your spine. One more breath. On the exhale, slowly and gently counter pose. Let's go to the other side. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the back. Take a breath to center. And exhale. Even in the twist pose, that breath is flowing, the same breath. So pay attention to that breath. Every move you make, every breath you take, the whole time we're together is nice and smooth. And on the exhale, come to center. Perfect. All right, left hand on the floor beside the left knee, right hand on the right knee. This one here, I'm going to give you 3 different ways to do this one here. Ultimately, if you can, we'll rest on the elbow, the left elbow, without the right hip coming off the floor. If that's a little too intense, too deep, this is where our handy little block comes in and brings the floor up to you. You can bring your elbow on the floor. And if you don't have a block, just put your hand a little further, bend the elbow, and you can do it that way. All right? So, left hand on the floor beside your left knee. beside, a little bit further out or on the block. Right hand on the right knee. We're going to go shoulder to knee. Take a breath. On the exhale, as you rest on the elbow, push away on the right knee. Bring the right shoulder a little closer to the left knee. Now the right arm, you can have it straight. You can soften a little if you like. And this is a nice stretch for the upper back, the shoulder. You should feel it all the way down. Breathe. On the next inhale, we're going to release the right arm to the ceiling. So on the inhale, bring it up. And if you can, exhale it over. Try to keep your body straight, aware of your alignment. Arm is lined up to the side of the body. So try not to lean forward or tilt back as best as you can. If you can't be too straight, that's as far as your body goes. Don't worry about it. Stay there. One more breath. Exhale up. Push yourself up. Right to the other side. Take your block with you if you're using it. Left hand on left knee. Make sure you're comfortable on your sit bones. Right hand on the block, on the floor, or out here. Let's go. Take a breath on the exhale. On the right elbow, push away. Left shoulder, bring it closer to the right knee. Try to relax. Relax those shoulders. Just breathe. Pay attention to how you feel right now. Where you are, what you're doing, how your body moves, how your body feels, and that beautiful breath. On the next inhale, release the left arm. On the inhale, come up and exhale over. Spread those fingers like rays of sunshine. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale up. Push yourself up. Use that nice strong core all the way up. Hands on the lap, roll the shoulders out a little if you need to. Perfect. All right, let's get into our butterfly. Let's start loosening up those legs a bit. So, butterfly or bound angle pose. So make sure that there's a little bit of room between your heels and your groin area. Nice and comfortable. This is a gentle hip opener, sitting like this. Also releasing, lengthening, stretching the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, groin area, and also those tight buttocks. Two ways to do this one here. First, I'll give you the full version. I'll give you the modified version. If you can, hands on the ankles. We're going to lean forward, gently pressing on the knees. That's it. If you find this is a bit too intense, if you find sitting like this is as far as you can go or need to go or want to go, just put your hands on your legs, but keep your back straight. Just hang out here and relax and breathe. All right? Ultimately, back stays straight, hinging at the hips, neck, head is level with the spine, whatever position you're going to be doing. Take your breath. Now, if you're leaning forward, don't put a lot of pressure or weight on the knees. Focus more on leaning forward. Just relax the knees, the thighs, and the hips. Let it go. Breathe. Now, something to think about and to remember that yoga practice is not about performance. It's about integrating mind, body through breath awareness. So always come back to the breath. On the exhale, come up slowly. All right, we're going to do a nice little move here for our hip, and this is called rock the baby. So I want you to take your left foot, you can straighten the right one a bit, just bring it in a little bit. I'll show you the end result, and you can make little adjustments for whatever feels good for this. We're going to work with the right hip. So I'm going to hold on to my right foot and my right knee, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to rock. That's it, all right? So now you don't have to have a big movement. A small movement is all that's really necessary. If your hips are nice and loose, and you want to rock a little bit more, absolutely, all right? And if you find it's a bit too intense, stop and rest whenever you need to, okay? You can always make that decision while you start if you need to stop. Let's go. Inhale. Rocking the baby. Like I said, this is a gentle hip opener, lubricating, really starting to release that hip, the muscles around the hip. Rock the baby. One more breath. And on the exhale, put your little baby down. Let's go to the other side. So very gently, just kind of reconfigure your legs. And let's try the left one. Spine is straight. Let's go. Maybe this hip is a little tighter and it gives you a little bit more grief. So you just make that adjustment. One more breath. All right, perfect. And gently bring it down. Now let's open up those legs. Let's straighten those legs finally at the kinks out of those knees. All right, so we're going to do a couple of things here. Now the first one is a single leg stretch sequence. So I'm going to show you quickly a quick demo and then we'll do it together, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rest my forearm onto my left thigh, left arm to left thigh. I'll do a quick demo. And I'm going to reach up with the right arm, and as I lean over to the left, I'm going to slide my left hand down the left leg, just like this. But be careful that you're not twisted. Keep your back straight. All right, so this one here can be a bit intense. So if you find you don't want to, slide your hand down too far or come up too high, you can put your hand on your hip and do it this way if you like to. You're going to find that once you get into the position, you can make that adjustment and see where you need to be. All right, keep an eye on that breath. Straight spine, let's go. Inhale up. Exhale. Single leg sequence. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale up. Right to the other side. Really working to get a lot of fire in the belly with this one, in the core and the obliques as well. Let's go. Inhale up. Pay attention to the breath. One more. Exhale. All right. Hands in front. Now, let's work the hamstrings, the back of the legs. The hamstrings, this is going to stretch out the knee. This is for the calves. Make sure your toes are pointing to the ceiling. What we're going to do here now is, again, put your hands here. If you want to lean forward and just bend the elbows, lean forward, you can do that. If you're a little more flexible, a little stronger, you can go as far as you like. All right? Now, try to keep your back straight again, head level with your spine hinging at the hips. Let's work those hamstrings. Big breath. Exhale. Now, however far or deep you go into this one here, I want you to pay attention to how your knees and your quads feel. They're probably locked up. They're tight. Let them go. Being aware of the tension in your body, being able to isolate it and release it as you're doing something else. One more breath. Exhale up. Perfect. All right. Let's get those legs together. Finally get them together. All right. And let's work on our seated fish pose. Seated fish pose is specifically for the chest, releasing, stretching the front of the deltoid, shoulder, pectorals, opening up the rib cage, lots of room to breathe, and opening up our heart center. So hands beside your hips with a straight spine. Take a big breath. Exhale, shoulders up, bring them back, slide them down, bring those shoulder blades together as tight as you can. Breathe. And if you can, every time you exhale, bring them together a little tighter if you can, and really get a nice stretch. This is really going to help you with your posture, releasing the tension and the tightness in the chest. Take another breath. On the exhale, shoulders up, forward, down. Counter pose, let's do our little caterpillar. Take a breath, put your hands right on your knees, take a breath. On the exhale, I want you to bow your head and just round your back. If you can slide your forearms down, or you can keep them where they are. And this is just a nice counter pose, a nice stretch for your spine called our little caterpillar. Bow your head. And on the exhale, come up very slowly. All right, perfect. And roll the shoulders out. So now that we're in this position, this is called the staff pose. So sitting nice and tall on your sit bones, being aware of your posture. All right, legs are together. Okay, so let's work our hands and wrists and fingers and toes and all that stuff. So bring your arms out, bring them down a little lower, make a fist, a loose fist. Now we're gonna focus on the forearm, wrist, and hand, not so much the shoulder anymore, okay? So I want you to bend at the wrist and slightly turn out to the baby fingers. Sitting tall, just breathe. And this is a nice stretch, lengthening, decompressing, releasing the extensor muscles along the top of the forearm, along the side, the wrist and the hand, and even into the fingers. Everything we do, and I point your toes while we're doing that too. On the exhale, straight hands, open fingers, palms to ceiling. Tip of right finger onto the tip of the left. Pull back. Gentle, releasing, lengthening, stretching the flexor muscles, wrist and the hand. And release, go to the other side. At this point, if you want, get your heels off the floor. A little bit of a calf stretch. And release. Heels on the floor, relax the knees and the thighs, all right? So let's work those fingers, bring your hands up. I'm gonna show you quickly and we'll do it together. What I want you to do here is we're gonna fold up the first knuckle, then you're gonna fold up the big knuckle, and then into a loose fist. Now as you're doing this, you can move your thumb to wherever you need to have your thumb as well. All right, so this is a nice little exercise, just lengthening, kind of lubricating those nice little finger joints. And a lot of people have issues with their hands and their fingers. So it's very important we try to keep moving them. Do what you can, okay? If you find it's too intense or if it causes you pain, just pull back, stop if you have to. Don't be shy. All right, ready? Let's follow the breath. Take a big one. Exhale. Really articulating those lovely little joints. And a loose fist. Wrap your thumb around your fist, and let's work our way back up. And then once you get to an open hand, I want you to stretch those fingers out. Lengthen those fingers, get a deep stretch into the palm of the hand. And then from here, I want you just to let your hand go limp. Just let your fingers and your wrist go limp. And I want you to shake it out. Shake those hands out. Release the tension in the hands and the fingers. Perfect. All right. Hands on the lap. Roll the shoulders out. Roll them out forward and backward. Maybe you find you're getting a little looser. You can go a little further with this one here. All right. Perfect. Let's work our way down to our ankles and our lower legs. So comfortable on your sit bones, back is nice and straight, always being aware of your posture, all right? So from here, we're going to do some ankle circles in and out. So I want you to open up your legs just a little bit here. Now from here, I'll give you a quick little demo and then we can do what you can, we'll do it together. So you're just gonna roll the ankles in and roll them out, all right? 3 in, 3 out. Now while you're doing this, I want you to really focus on the ankle, articulating the ankle. Try not to move your legs. If the legs move a little bit, don't worry about it, but I don't want you to try not to have a big wiggle and a wobble in your legs, okay? Focus on the lower part. So here you can put your hands beside your hips and do it this way, or if you prefer to lean back, relax, and do it this way if you like. Keep your back straight either way. All right, ready? Now follow the rhythm of the breath. Inhale around. Exhale, pause, and go again. Follow the rhythm of the breath. The breath is there to help you control your movements as well. And this way you step away from momentum. You're not just whipping them around. You've got some form of control. And that's where the breath comes in. So you always try what I show you, make little adjustments to see what works for you. And one more. Releasing, also engaging lower leg muscles, but focusing on ankles, foot, and toes. Relax your legs now. All right, let's work those toes. All I want you to do is I just want you to play piano with your toes. Really try to wiggle them around, all right? And we're gonna do the fingers at the same time. And this one here, we're gonna do some ankle circles again, a little faster if you like, and wrist circles while you're playing piano. Let's go. Keep the breath flowing, just move it around. All right, perfect. From here, stop, relax. Let's get ourselves onto our hands and knees. Let's get into our table. Perfect. All right. Hands and knees. Ankles, knees lined up, knees and hips, elbows, shoulders, wrists lined up, head is level with the spine. Let's do some cat and cow. Let's work that spine. Let's go. Inhale, head up, sacrum up, C-scoop, spine. Exhale as you arch the back, chin to chest, belly button to spine. Try to relax your thighs while you're doing this. Keep going. Cat and cow, breath in motion, meditation in motion. Lengthening that spine, releasing up and back. This is a beautiful stretch for your lower back. Also stimulating digestion and elimination all the way. One more, all the way up. When you finish your last little cat, bring yourself to straight, neutral spine. Shake out your hands or wrists if you need to. If you need to go on your fists to change the angle of the wrist, if it's your wrists are getting tired, you can also double up your mat if you need to. Let's do one more from here. Let's work that hip a little bit. All right, this is called revolving tabletop. Take a breath. On the exhale, push the hip out to the right as you look over the left shoulder. This is a nice stretch for the hip abductors. You can feel your thigh, your buttock as well, lower back. Take a breath, exhale, swing those hips to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Next exhale, swing the hips again to the right, look over the left shoulder. You're not going far, so you don't have to whip your hip out. Just push it out gently. And one last time to the left. On the exhale, swing those hips. Look over the right shoulder, hips go to the left. And exhale, come to center. Preparing for child's pose. Open up the knees a little wider. Take a breath on the exhale. I want you to scooch back. Now, make sure your head and your neck are always supported. You can rest your forehead on your stacked fist. You can rest your forehead on your block if you'd like, on your stacked hands or on the floor. Child's pose, let's rest. Child's pose Balasana is a resting pose, a neutral place and a full body stretch. So just relax, rest. Now's the time to thank yourself for being here today, for taking this little time just to stretch, to relax, to breathe. Maybe to slow things down, turn the noises off a little bit, step away from the busyness of the outside world, and dedicate a little time for yourself. Special time, quiet, and just to connect with the breath. Focus from the outside world to the inner awareness, how your body moves, how you feel the sensations of your body as it moves, your breath. And from here, you can stay here a little longer if you like. I'm going to end. This is the end of part 1. We're going to pause and come back to part 2, which we're going to start in mountain, and we're going to get right into a nice sequence. If you're interested in staying for part 2, please stay tuned. If not, thank you for joining me. And today is May 20th, if I didn't say it at the beginning. All right.